Welcome to Sigma Tech Consult Limited. Today we'll learn mathematics and we'll look at the second part of ratio. Okay, so in this channel we've done the first part of ratio where we looked at the definition of ratio and the symbol of ratio and how to solve some very simple arithmetic that has to do with ratio. Okay, today we'll go further to look at some things that we have not been able to see in ratio. So let's look at the objective of the lesson for today. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to solve complex word problems on ratio. Okay, so by way of revision of what we did the last time, we said that ratio is like the relationship that exists between two numbers. Do you understand? Okay, so we said that we have signs used to represent ratio. We say we can either use the division sign, okay, or use the colon, or use is to. Okay. For example, 2/3 is also same thing as writing 2 is ratio 3 or 2 is to 3. All these are ways of representing ratio of values of numbers and all that. Okay, so we looked at a whole lot of things that we did the last time. We looked at something like if the ratio of if we have 2/3 and we are having another ratio that is equal to about a ratio of let's say x is to 5. Okay, so they're asking us the value of this. With our knowledge of ratio, we can get what this is. We can say this is 2:3 is equals to x is to 5. Do you understand? So this gives us like 10. This gives us like 3x. Okay, so x will now be 10/3. Do you understand? Which will be like 3 is to about 3 point something and all that. Okay, so these are basically a review of what we did the last time we looked at language. So today we'll look at some questions or solve some complex questions on ratio from examples that we have in our Examguide learning app. Okay, so we're going to look into our Examguide learning app now and look at some questions there. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's look at this. They say a picture had an area of 35 cm3. Originally, it had 35 centimeter square, okay, and is 7 cm long. So this is 7 cm long. Okay, so for a picture with this, okay, that picture, the area of the picture, okay, is 35 cm square. Okay, that's 35 centimeter square. Okay, and it is 7 cm long. They say that picture, okay, an enlargement of the picture is made, which is 21 cm long. So this enlarged picture, they said is what? 21 cm long. Okay, so they're asking us to find the area of the enlarged picture. That is here. They're asking us what is the area of this enlarged picture. What is the area of this enlarged picture? So the first thing you must understand from this question is that let's know the actual length that has been enlarged between the original length of the picture and the new length of the enlarged picture. Let's see how much of the picture was enlarged. To get that, we'll do 21 cm divided by 7 cm. That is the first one, 7 cm. So this will give us 3. So this picture was enlarged by 3 times. Okay? By what? 3 times. So it means 3 times this, okay? This picture, whose area originally is 35 cm square with a length of about 7 cm long. That is how long it is. So it was enlarged to this, which we don't know yet, but it was done 3 times. 3 times the original. That is why it's giving us 21. Do you understand? So the unit for that is 3 times. So we say 3 times 3 cm that it was enlarged to this enlarged picture. All right? So here we have 9. So it was the square of the enlarged one is 9. So to get this enlarged picture is just to do this 9 cm, okay, this 9 multiplied by the original picture, which is this one. So have 35 cm multiplied by 9, okay? 35 cm square rather, multiplied by 9. That will give us 9 times 35, 9 times 5 is 45, okay? So write 5, remainder 4, 9 times 3 is 27, 27 plus 4, 27 plus 4 is 31, that's 28, 29, 30, 31, 31. So this is 315 cm square. So the new picture length will be 315 centimeter square. 315 centimeter square, which is option E. So that is what that will be, okay? All right, so let's look at this. Bumi and Kemi shared 20,000 naira in the ratio of their ages, okay? Okay, let's see this. Number 2, Bumi and Kemi shared 20,000 naira in the ratio of their ages. If Bumi receives 7,500, in what ratio was the money shared? So they're asking us the ratio that money was shared. You know, when we started the introductory part of this ratio, we saw that we can find the ratio of 2 numbers. Do you understand? Like they can ask us to find the ratio of, let's say, find the ratio of, let's say, 5 of 20. A ratio of 5 of 20. That simply means 5 is to 20, which means 5 over 20 to give us 1 over 4, which is 1 is to ratio 4. 1 is to 4. This is the ratio of this. Do you understand the point now? So we can use this to find out what this will be if they ask us questions about that. But now what they're asking us here is that these 2 persons, Bumi and Kemi, they had 20,000 naira to share, and sometimes sharing like this has to do with ratio. Okay, this person should take this particular ratio, this person should take this particular, but they did not mention what ratio that the sharing should be. So they gave how much each person, or how much Bumi received, and they're asking us what is the ratio of that sharing. So this is what we're going to do. The total amount to share, total amount that they shared is 20,000 naira, okay? And they said Bumi receives 7,500. Bumi took 7,500 out of 20,000. And for us to find the ratio of the sharing, that means we must know what Kemi received. They only told us what Bumi received, but we do not know what Kemi received. But remember, they were given 20,000 naira to share between two of them. So it means that each of them has a share of that 20,000 naira. Do you understand? So if they have said Bumi received 7,500, it means Kemi, what did Kemi receive? We don't know. What did Kemi receive? We don't know. Now, to know what Kemi received is to remove what Bumi received from what they are sharing. The balance is what Kemi should receive. Is that okay now? So what that means is that it means that Kemi's share is going to be equal to 20,000 naira minus Bumi's share, 7,500 naira, to give us about about 12,500 naira. How? This is 20,000 and this is 7,500. Is that okay? If we subtract 0 is 0. This subtract this is 0. 0 subtract 5 cannot go. So we take 1 from 0. We can't take any 1 from, so we'll take from here. Remaining 1 here. We'll put it here. It becomes 10. But we are going to this place. We'll take 1 from that 10. This becomes 9. Don't forget that. And this now becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. 1 minus nothing is still 1. Okay, so that is 12,500. That's what I have here. Now, it means that Bumi now has 12,500 and Kemi now has this and that. Do you understand? So the question now is what they are asking. What is the ratio of this sharing? Let's know what the ratio. To know what the ratio is to find the ratio of Kemi's share and Bumi's share. Okay, so this will be Bumi. To find the ratio, it will now be Bumi share. Just watch that. Is to what? Kemi's what? Share. Can you see that? It will be Bumi's share is to Kemi's share. Bumi's share is to Kemi's share. All right? Okay, so that being said, that means Bumi's share is 7,500 is to Kemi's share is 12,500. So this is equal to 7,500 is to, 12,500. Okay? So this. So we are having 75 over 125. Okay? Right? So we can simplify this because they have a common factor. 5 is their common factor there. So 5 into 75. 5 into 7 is 1. Remainder 2, we'll put it where we have 5 here to become 25. 5 into 25 is 5. Is that okay? Then 5 into 125, we start with 12. 5 into 12 will give us 2. Okay? Remainder 2, we put out 2 in 5 is 25. 5 into 25 is 5, okay? So we are still having 15, 25. So 5 is still a factor of the two numbers. So we put 5 here will give us 3. 5 here will give us 5. So we say that the ratio of the sharing, or the shared ratio, is equal to 3 is to what? 5. That was the sharing ratio. 3 is to 5. Okay? That is 5 is to 3. Okay? Whichever case, whether you put 12.5 first or 7.5, okay, it's still the same thing. It's just the sharing ratio. So either this or 5 is to 3. That's just the same thing. Okay? All right. So the next thing, that is this option, option C. All right. Let's look for some other thing. Okay. If 240,000 is shared between 3 persons in the ratio. Now, look at this one now. The first one we just solved now, they gave us what was shared, the amount shared to each person. But now, we want to do a sharing, but at this time, they only gave us ratio. They only gave us the sharing ratio. That is at this point. Do you understand the point? They gave us the sharing ratio at this point. Do you understand? So they're asking us to, from this ratio, we should find how much was shared. Do you understand the point now? Now, before we solve this question, I would want us to use this. Let's use this ratio we have found to check if the share of Bumi will be 75,000 naira if they use that ratio to do this, and if the share of Kemi will be 12,500 naira. Remember, this 5 is for who? This 5 is for Bunmi, right? So Bunmi, who has the 12.5? Okay, is for Kemi. Okay, so 5 is to Bunmi 7.5. Kemi here, then Bunmi here. All right? So this is for Kemi, this is for Bunmi. That is the sharing formula, the ratio that they should share the money. So what we are sharing for them is 20,000. Let's not forget that from the question. They are sharing 20,000 naira. So let's see. How much from this ratio, how much Bumi will receive and how much Kemi will receive. Remember, this is Bumi and this is what? Kemi. So now, the first thing we do when we have ratios and what to share is add the two ratios to give us a total ratio. Okay? So we add is equal to 5 plus 3 to give us 8. Do you understand the point now? Now, if we want to get Kemi's share, let's start with Kemi's share. Kemi's share will be Kemi's ratio just follow me, divided by total what? Ratio. That is the ratio of the two added together multiplied by the amount to share. To be shared. Amount to be shared. You get that now? So let's see Kemi's share. Kemi ratio is 5. Their total ratio is 8, which is this. What they are sharing is 20 what? 1,000 naira. Right? Good. 2 into 8 is 4. 2 into 20,000 is 10,000. Right? 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 10,000 is 5,000. Right? Good. Now, 2 into itself is 1. 2 into 5,000 is 2,500. Can you see that? 2,500. So it means that 5 multiplied by 2,500, what will it give us? So it will give us 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Write down 5. Carry 2. Right? 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. So let's check. Kemi's share is 12,500. Was that what we got for Kemi's share? Yes. Kemi's share, 12,500. So you see that we can get the share from the ratio given to us. We can do the same thing for Bumi's share. Okay? Bumi is going to be 3/8, right? Multiplied by 20,000 naira, right? From everything we did here, we know that when 8 divides 2,000, it will give us 2,500. That is 2,500. So that we don't go still doing what we did here from 2 to 10, 10 to 5. We know all how we got that to 2,500. So we now say, therefore, 3 times 2,500, which is equal to 7,500 naira. Do you understand? So this is actually how we can get what is it called? How we can get the share from a total amount to be shared using the ratio of the sharing that they have given to us. So let's now proceed to solving the question on the screen. The question says, if 240,000 naira is shared between 3 people in the ratio of 5:4:3. Now they are saying, what is the least share? So let's go. Total amount to be shared, Abi, is total amount to be shared is equal to, they say, 240,000. That is a huge sum of money. 240,000 naira, okay, is to be shared between 3 people, 3 persons, okay, in the ratio. So let's say those 3 persons is X, person Y, and person Z. Okay, that is Mr. X, Mr. Y, and Mr. what? Z. And they said it should be in the ratio of 5:4:3. In this ratio. 5:4:3. Now they're asking, what is the least ratio? So what is the least share? What is the least share? It means that who will take the least share from that ratio? Remember, when we did this, we saw that Bumi's sharing ratio was 3, while Kemi's sharing ratio was 5. Because Kemi had 5 as her sharing ratio, Kemi received 12,500 naira of 20,000 naira. While Bumi that had 3 ratio, okay, got 7,500. It means that the lower the ratio, or the lower the sharing ratio, the lower the amount that will be received. So it means that if we look at this now, the least share is around Mr. Z because he has the least ratio here, the least sharing ratio. Do you understand me? So this is where our emphasis, this is where they're asking your question here. So this man with the least ratio, it's just like your dad asking you and 2 of your siblings to share 240,000. I know there should be the eldest, then the second to the eldest, and the least person. So if the eldest takes 5 and the other one takes ratio 4 and the least one, you will see that the least one will get the least of the amount to be shared. Do you understand? So to get this is simple. Add all the ratio. They're asking us of the particular amount of this 340 that will get to Mr. Z. Okay? So first thing is total what? Total ratio, which is 5 plus 4 plus 3. Okay? So 5 plus 4, that is 9, plus 3 is 12. So the total shareable ratio is 12. Okay? Now, we are not going to the person that will take the least share, which is Mr. what? Mr. Z. Okay? Mr. Z. So this Mr. Z is going to take, of course, we said it is the ratio, the sharing ratio, which is 3 divided by the total ratio, which is 12, times what? 240,000 naira. So that is this now. So we can get this now. 2 here is 6, okay? And 2 in 24 is 12, okay? So we have 120,000 naira now. That's what we have there. 2 can still go here to be 3. 2 in 12 is 6. We have 60,000 naira at this point now, right? 3 here is 1. 3 in 60 is 20. How? 3 in 6 is 2 to make this in 20,000. So this is 20,000. So what this means is that we're having 3 times 20,000 naira, which gives us 20, 20, 20. That is what? 60,000. So the least person gets, the least share there is 60,000 naira, okay? Which is the option we have there, right? Okay, let's get some other question. I think you will also see this kind of questions in your ratio questions, okay? In your questions that have to do with ratio. They say we should express 32 as a ratio of 72. So if you see that you may be confusing on what they mean, simple, what they simply mean is express 32 as ratio 72. That is, they're asking to do 32 ratio 72. That's simply what they're asking you to do there. What does that mean? It means 32 over 72. Okay? And you can go ahead and solve all that to get the answer. To get it, maybe to just quickly do that, 32, 2 into 3 is 1. Remainder 1, put it here. Do you understand? 2 into 12 is 6. All right? So 2 in 7 is 3. Remainder 1, you put it here. 2 in 12 is 6. So 2 can still go here, is 8. 2 in 36 is 18. Okay? 2 in 8 is 4. 2 in 18 is 9, right? So we say the ratio is 4:9. Okay? 4:9 as the ratio of that. Okay? But so let's look for some more complex examples. Okay. Okay, let's look at this. The number of girls in a mixed school is 375. Number of girls to be 375. Okay, and they're asking if the ratio of boys to girls in the school is 4:5. So they say if the ratio of boys to girls, like boys to girls, is equal to what? 4:5. So they're asking us, we should find the number of boys in the school. So number of boys is what? We don't know, right? Okay, so we have, first of all here, we have B is to girls. Let our B be boy, G be girl. So they say it's 4:5. So that is what they say that this is. So it means that in this school, from explanation of what we did here, it means that in this school, ordinarily, even if we don't know what the number of boys is, it means that the girls are more in this number because of their ratio is more. Do you understand what I just said? I said the more the ratio, you get the point. So it means these girls, we have more of girls than boys. Do you understand the point? Okay, so what do we do to get the number of boys? Okay, number of boys. Now this is what we'll do. First of all, let's add the two ratios now. Okay, so for total ratio is equal to 4 plus 5, which is equal to 9. Okay? So, for us to know the number of boys, let us know the total number of students in the school. Total number of students in the school. Okay? So, since we have the information about the total number of girls, we can get the total number of students in the school. Do you understand me now? So to get the total number of students in the school is, remember, for girls, let's look at the girls now. Or let's say, let the total number of students in the school, let the total number of students in the school be T as presenting total. Let it be T. So it means that we said when for girls, look at what happened to girls. Girls, number of girls now, it was, what is for girls? Girls is 5. 5 over 9 total, okay, times the total number of, gave us what? 375. When we did it, we got 375. Do you understand me? So it means that 5 over 9 times T is equal to what? 375. So let's now get the T. Since we have, this is the number of girls, and we're using the ratio for girls, the total number of ratio when we added them, okay, to get what this T is. It means that 5T, so 5 times T will now be 5T, will now be equal to 375 times 9. 375 times 9. If you look at your app, okay, you check your calculator there. Okay, so we have 375 times 9. Answer gives us 3375. Okay? Okay, so this means that 5T is equal to 3375. So to get the value of T, which is the total number of people, we divide both sides by the coefficient of T, which is 5. So this will be over 5, and here will be over 5. So 5 cancel here. It means T will now be equal to 3375, which we have there, divided by 5, okay, to give us 675. 675 students altogether in the school. So 375 students are in the school. That is the total number of students in the school. Now, if you go to your option, remember, you will see they will give it to you. They must give it to you. But that is not their question. Their question is not to solve for the total number of students in the school. The question is the number of boys in the school. So to get the number of boys in the school, subtract the number of girls from this total number of students, you will get the number of boys. Okay? How do we do that? Okay, how we do that, we say number of boys is equal to total students minus number of what? Girls. Once we remove number of girls from this total number, we get the number of boys, which is equal to 675 minus 375 to give us 300. Give us 300 boys. So the number of boys in that school is 300 boys, which we have in option C. Okay, option number C. All right. Okay, so that is that. If you don't want to use this method, knowing the number of boys in the school, the next thing you can do is, okay, this same thing we did in girls, we'll now say boys will now be equal to, what is the sharing formula for boy? Is 4. So 4 is to what? Total 9 multiplied by 6 what? 75, which is the total number of students in that school. Do you understand me now? So we do 4 times 675 divided by 9. Okay? Let's see that. 4 times 6, 7, 675 is equal to 2,700. Okay, so this gives us 2,700 divided by 9, which will give us, of course, 300. Okay, divided, so we divide it by 9 to give us what? 300. Okay, all right, to give us 300 boys, which is also the same thing we got here. So I think there are so much you can do with the app. You can check the calculator there and make some of these things easier for you. All right, so we look at another question. Let's look at this other question that has to do with, is quite a complex problem. So let's look at it and see how we can solve it. The question says, a boy is older than his sister by 3 years, 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, that is, let's say in 5 years from the year we are right now, 5 years ago, the boy was like 3 years older than the sister. The ratio of their ages was 4:3. That is 5 years ago. 5 years ago, 4:3. They say we should find the present age. So we should find the present age of this boy. Present age of this boy, okay? They now say let the age of the boy be B and the age of the girl be S. So they have given us what to use. So let the age of the boy be B and let the age of the girl be S. So let's put those things in the question in mathematical form, okay? So the first thing there is that a boy is older than his sister by 3 years. And let's say this boy, B, they say let the age of the boy be B, okay? And they say this B is equal to 3 years. And let the age of the girl, let the age of the boy be B and let the age of the girl be S. This is the boy and this is the sister. True? Yeah. So they said that this boy is 3 years older than the sister. It means that this boy, his age is 3 years plus the sister's age. Do you understand the point now? Or the sister's is equal to the sister's age, but there is an additional 3 years to it. Okay, whichever way you put it, this way or this way, is still the same thing. So this is the age of this boy. Now, but 5 years ago, let's look at 5 years ago. Let's look at what the age was like 5 years ago. It means that this boy's age, they said let the age of the boy be B. So his age was, this is 5 years ago for the boy. Then for the girl, this is, her age is, do you understand me now? 5 years ago, this is the boy. And this is the what? The sister. 5 years ago. Why we did -5? Because it is years ago. If they are saying, if the question is in 5 years' time, it will be addition. But ago, it will be subtraction from their main age. Is that okay now? Okay, so what this means is that they said that the ratio of their ages was 4:3. 4 for the boy, 4 is to what? 3. Why this one is to this? Do you understand me? What this simply means is if you put it in ratio, our knowledge of ratio, if you have watched the first video, the first lesson on ratio, okay, we put this thing to be b minus 5, okay, ratio s minus 5 is equal to 4 ratio what? 3. So this will give us b minus 5 all over s minus 5 to be equal to 4 over 3. Okay? We do simple multiplying of the both sides here. So this should go and multiply here. This should go and do this place for me. So this will now be 3 times b minus 5, okay, to be equal to 4 times s minus 5. Okay, so this gives us 3 times b is 3b minus 3 times minus 5 is minus 15 is equal to 4 times s is 4s and minus 4 times 5 is 20. All right, so let's bring that up here. Okay, so this is 3b minus 15 is equal to 4s minus 20. Now look at the equation we have here. We have, this equation will be very difficult for us to solve because we have like 2 variables here, 2 unknowns, b and s. So what we can do is we have to find a way to remove one of them by substituting something. Remember the first equation I gave to you here. Can you see this? We said that b is equal to what? S plus 3. It means if we make s subject of formula here, we've learned how to make subject of formula in this channel. So you can just go to the topic, making subject of formulas. Okay? Okay, so you will know what to do here. To make s subject of the formula here, we just do the additive inverse of this 3 so that it moves from here, right? So we take like terms, or we remove it from where s is. This will now be equal to s will now be equal to b minus 3. Do you understand the point now? Because once this 3 comes to this place, this sign changes to what? Plus. This plus changes to minus. That's what we have here. So b is equal to s plus 3. When we make s the subject of the formula, it will now be b minus 3. So we will now substitute the value of s, put the value of s into the equation above. Do you get that? So it means this will now be 3b minus 15 is equal to 4. What is our s? B minus 3. B is equal to 4. Our s is b minus 3, right? Okay, b minus 3 minus 20. That is it. Now, we now have b and b here, which is easier for us to solve, okay? So remember, we are looking for the age of the boy. That is this b. That's what we are looking for. So this simply means that 3b minus 15 is equal to 4 times b is 4b. 4 times minus 3 is minus 12, and then minus 20. Is that okay? So 3b minus 15 will give us 4b minus 12 minus 20. Minus 12 minus 20 will give us minus 32. So this is minus 32. All right? Good. So that being said, what do? We take like terms. Let 15 go and meet a real number. Let 4b meet where 3b is. So we have 3b. This 4b has an invisible plus sign. So once it moves, it becomes minus 4b is equal to minus 32 plus, because 15 goes here now and becomes positive, so plus 15. Is that okay now? All right, so 3b minus 4b will give us minus b is equal to minus 32 plus 15. You are owing somebody 32 naira, but you have 15 naira. You will pay the 15 naira, but you still owe 17 naira. That is what it means. Okay? All right. So, or we can say, remove this, subtract 15 from 32. Since it's a smaller number, subtracting a larger number, subtract this from it, it will give you 17. Then you add the minus there. So this is minus 17. Okay? So we divide both sides by the coefficient of b. Coefficient of b here is minus 1. We did algebraic expressions, okay, where we talked about coefficient. So you can also look at what we did about coefficient. The coefficient here is minus 1, okay? So this is minus 1, minus 1. This cancel this, okay? 1 divide b is still b, okay? So the boy's age is 17 years. That's what they're asking us. What is the boy's age? So it's 17 years that we have here. And maybe let's look at the last one. Let's look at something else. Then they said 3 brothers shared some oranges in the ratio 6:4:2. If the ratio which the if the brother with the largest share had 150 oranges, find the number of orange shared. Well, that is simply what we did somewhere around here. Okay, is the method we applied here. The number total, they're asking us for the total number of people in the school. Okay, here, that's what we did. Now they're asking you total number of orange. They have given you a value. So I want you to do this, try this on your own. Okay, try this particular one on your own. You have been given the ratio, the sharing formula, and they have given us the number of orange that the brother with the largest share ratio, the one with the largest share, and you know from 6:4:2, you know the largest share ratio there. So, and this person, what he received is 150 oranges. Find the number of oranges shared. So you will do this, and it will be a take home for you. Do it, get your answer. You can post it in on our comment section there. Just put your answers, or you can put your solvings, your calculation. If possible, you can even, if you solve on paper, you can download and keep it there. Let's review it together. Okay, so this is how much we can take for the other side of ratio. Okay, you have the Examguide Learning app. If you don't have, I will advise you go download and activate the Examguide Learning app and get questions, okay, from there on ratio and every other thing you've studied, and just keep practicing to be the best. Until I come your way next time, thank you very much.